Hello, I'm Andy.
I'm Nancy.
Welcome back.
Oh my god, it's bright over here. We're supposed to get some rain today. We're supposed to get quite a bit of rain today, and then tonight they're talking about like possible chance of tornadoes again. Same kind of weather system that went through Mississippi and Alabama last week. Of course, it was south of us, Mississippi and Alabama, but this time it's got two spots of concern, and one of them is like right almost directly over us, just a little bit to the west. But knowing how weather moves, obviously it's going to move somewhere. So, and because of like the 50-mile-an-hour winds that everybody's experiencing to the west of here, we opted just to stay here tonight instead of leaving, because we're supposed to pull out of here to head to Colorado tomorrow. But we're just going to be sticking around because we've got friends here, and I think we're just a little bit more protected here than if we were at like a truck stop or anything like that and nasty winds came through or anything like that. But what's above us right now is sporadic at best. There were 5. There's some more down there. I was too slow.
Hey, girl. See you later. I'm not going to chase you around today. Good spot.
There is a tornado forming off that direction north of us, or at least there was, north of us, like 20 minutes north of us. And then we got weather coming from that way. We are in Tennessee right now. There's our tornado siren. I don't know if you could hear it, but it's that way. It's supposed to head north of town.
Yeah, this is going to be a day we all remember for a while. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Okay, so once again, there's our upgraded tornado warning. Here we are looking at the storms approaching the...
New information, this tornado warning has been upgraded.
Oh, hey! Can't even see off this way anymore without all the lightning flashes. But that's the direction everything is coming from. Unless you are that way. You've already been hit. I think it's time for me to head in. stopped and waited for cars to look and see. And now he's just standing.
Now he's playing armadillo.
I don't know if you're gonna hear that, but we're about a mile away from a racetrack. Tonight's opening night, but we're leaving first thing in the morning, and I just had too much stuff to do to be able to go there today. They'll be closed by the time we get back. Maybe next year. I don't know. It's a dirt track, cool little small track.
We are leaving Tennessee today. It is April. Oh my God, it's April already. It's like April 2nd. It's April 2nd today. We are leaving Tennessee, and this will be, yes, I know, Cass. She doesn't really like this part. She likes to get moving first. I know, I can hear you. This is going to be the first time for me not having my regular seat up front, because that went off the bus with Connor. It started its life out as an actual RV chair, and if you have gone down this road and you live on a bus, you've probably tried to purchase something for an RV because you thought, hey, that's what it's made for. In reality, yeah, it's made for a weekend use here and a weekend use there. It's not made for everyday living, and it literally, the upholstery, the microfiber upholstery started peeling off, or the fake vinyl started peeling off of the microfiber cover like within 3 months of use. So I will be sitting on the couch today, or sitting there, honestly, next to Andy, watching him drive, because I get super car sick and can't sit sideways. That shiny little pyramid right there, little, is a fantastic place to spend the night. If you're ever in Memphis, that Bass Pro Shops pyramid right there is a great place to spend the night. You will be parked right underneath us. Oh, maybe you can see a couple of vans down there. Yeah, that's about where we parked, right about there, where all those white trucks are.
Churning some water. It takes some energy to push those many barges, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Believe it or not, the windshield was crystal clear when we left, and I think we have probably murdered about 1,000 bugs. But those sun rays are beautiful. So ignore the bugs.
You got brand new wipers too.
Yeah. No. And the wipers don't really do anything for the bugs, do they?
No.
Somebody is not happy with her ride today. Hi.
Did she ever like riding in the Prius, or did she not like those rides?
I'm not sure if she really liked those rides either. I would have to ask Allison to be sure, but...
Yeah. I don't know what you're saying, but you're saying it loud. It's about as loud as you say anything.
This was our first night in Colorado. We are in a town called Springfield at a little truck stop here. Let's see, can you see the truck stop? Oh, there it is. So I had to come up and see my first my first Colorado sunrise since we left in November. I love it. We are driving through Colorado right now on our way back to Poudre Canyon is where we'll start out our year this year. And we're driving through an area of the Front Range that we've never been on. It's just a big dust bowl. Poor little Castiel is hiding under the bed. Yesterday and the day before were very long days of driving so that we could get to where we needed to be. We had some delays with, well, we waited out the weather. We didn't want to drive through that big band of tornadoes that went through from Wisconsin all the way down to Texas. Being in Tennessee, we would have had to drive all the way through that, and I figured we were safer just to stay where we were, so we did, but that gave us a little bit of a delayed start. So we drove like 10 hours, 2 days in a row, kind of crazy, and she got a little bit tired of it, but she finally came out towards the end, last few hours, the last couple nights, and meowed and meowed and meowed and sat next to me. And if I got up to get Andy some coffee or go to the bathroom, she meowed and meowed and meowed until I came back. So she's getting a little bit better with it. Hopefully this short drive today she'll like even more, and the short drive tomorrow she'll like okay too. You can see storm clouds off to the distance. That is to the north. We are going straight west, so that is not mountains. Those are storm clouds. It's supposed to be snowing over in that direction a little bit today. But we are stopping at my sister's for today and tomorrow to spend some time with her and her husband and her fur babies. So we are not going to where that four-letter word is falling. So we got, when did we get gas? When did we fill up with diesel the last time? It was at Oklahoma City. Oh, it was just before it was like an hour before Oklahoma City?
Yeah, probably, because that's where you got pukey at.
That's where I got motion sick. Yeah, we had to stop in just outside of Oklahoma City on the east side. And we spent like 3 hours there because I got so sick I ended up puking and then taking a nap. One of the side effects of getting motion sickness when your whole house is rolling behind you, I guess it's a benefit. You can just stop and take a nap. Oh wow, that's too bad. Anyways, we got filled up with diesel and it was $3.31, and we just rolled through a town on the Front Range here on the southern end of Colorado, and diesel is $4.69. So I'm really glad we topped off in Oklahoma City at $3.31, because that's a lot less. And we got
above 3/4 of the tank right now.
And we're a little above 3/4 of a tank right now, so we got plenty to not have to worry about it. Sorry for the noise today. We are in southern Colorado on the Front Range. You can see the mountains there. Oh, and look at that. What a view to wake up to. First time I saw it was peeking through the clouds yesterday as we came down the interstate, because it was pretty cloudy yesterday. But I would say the view of Pikes Peak from a distance is pretty good. And all the rest of Those beautiful mountains. We are visiting my sister and her husband today and yesterday. And we found a great spot. Safe. It was really quiet last night because you don't hear the highway noise from the bus, and the road behind us is a fairly residential road despite the fact that we're along some businesses. So it was really quiet. This is one of the quietest nights we've had since we left Pooter Canyon last year, I think, honestly. Everywhere we've been since then has had some kind of noise or another. That's a little quieter. I went inside, if you couldn't tell by the dirty windows. But it's also cold outside, like 22 degrees right now. So we put the Reflectix in the windshield, which is great. And the windshield is filthy, still covered in bugs, and that was too high to really wipe with the thing. But we're at a VFW, which is a great place to stay. It was a great place for us to stay. We went inside. We were actually pulled up here before they were open yesterday, and went out for lunch with Tony and Stone, and came back to see if we could be able to park here for the night, because they have this big empty lot, which I assumed was their parking lot. But when we went inside, they said, yeah, we own the lot and it's no problem. You can stay. That's cool. So we'll be here last night, and then we'll be here tonight. And then tomorrow morning we are pulling out and heading north to Fort Collins is our first stop, because our van is stored there. We used a website called Stowit, where people who have spaces can rent them out for storage. There are farmers with fields and pole barns, and there's people in town who, like the guy that we used, has a backyard that he's just said, yeah, I got this backyard, I really don't use it, so I'm storing people's stuff in it for the winter. He's got a nice big fenced in yard right on the corner. And there was already a couple of things, a couple of vehicles and a trailer there when we got there. So our big 1-ton van, or whatever the heck it is, I don't know what size it is, Andy. I might be right. Am I right? You've seen the van in the videos if you know, whatever. But yeah, it's in some guy's backyard in Fort Collins. We got to stop and pick that up. I'm really excited to be back. I'm really glad to be here. It's feel like when I leave Colorado, I just want to be in Colorado. And when I'm in Colorado, I'm just really glad I'm in Colorado. I heard somebody say the other day that when they're in the mountains, they want to be at the ocean. And when they're at the ocean, they want to be in the mountains. And I don't have that problem. When I'm in the mountains, I want to be in the mountains. And when I am not in the mountains, I want to be in the mountains.
I think Nancy talked to the camera in the beginning of this video and talked about how we're leaving tomorrow, and then like 7 days later we left.
Andy's actually a little bit off on his timeline. This was the second time we were delayed, and we were only delayed by a handful of hours this time. The previous delay was like a week beforehand, and I don't even remember what it was for, but we were getting ready to leave, and then something came up, and it turned out we couldn't leave. That's something that we've found on the road, is that there's a lot of things that are out of our control that change plans that we try to make. So we've honestly almost completely stopped trying to make plans. We've just found that it's easier to wing it if we can. If that works for the people that we're meeting or the people around us, that's what we try to do, because it just inevitably something happens like this. Even though it was only about 3 or 4 hours of a delay, it happened before enough times that Andy can't even remember which time this is.
When we went to leave, I smelled diesel fuel, and I found a diesel fuel leak where the return line was coming off of the cylinder head, and I decided to fix that. I found in town where there was I actually just happened to stop at a shop that couldn't help me. It was a truck shop, but not that heavy duty of a truck shop, and but a guy that was there visiting had worked at a cat dealership for like 25 years, and he was just visiting a friend, and he's like, I'll be right back, and he left and came back, and he had the part I needed. He had it stuffed away in a toolbox in his garage, so it worked out pretty well. I fixed a fuel leak. We've got over 1,000 miles on it, still nice and dry. I was a little nervous at first there, but whatever. It was a quite easy fix when it really comes down to it. I think I paid the guy $20 for an O-ring, which was way overpriced for the O-ring, but it's...
I think you maybe more paid for his expertise.
Yeah, because
and
otherwise...
the fact that we now have his name and phone number on the side of the fridge because he is like very nearby where we are actually going to be parked for all winter.
Yeah, like 15 miles from there. Otherwise, I was going to drive another hour to Nashville to get the part, which I knew it was there, but I didn't want to make that drive. So it worked out quite well, and yeah, it's fixed. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.
Bye.